Good morning, student. As we have completed our second term syllabus and successfully you all have given your second term examination, and after a long gap we are back again in the study mode, and for doing better in our final term examination, this time we are going to concentrate hard on our studies so that our annual term results would be some more better. Now in this term in physics in your class, there are remaining only two chapters are left according to the book. Chapter number 6 and chapter number 7 is left, and these two will be definitely coming in your final term examination, and one more extra chapter will be added. That means three chapters I will be giving you for the final term examination. That I will send you the syllabus in the WhatsApp group. These two chapters, chapter 6 and 7 is confirmed, and between 1 to 5 there will be one chapter that will be a surprise for you all. So without wasting the time, we are going to start our first chapter for this term, that is chapter number 6, and the name of the chapter is sound. Now we will study about sound. What is the Hindi meaning of sound? Sound means awaj. So we are going to study about sound. What are the topics which we are going to cover in this chapter? That first we will be covering sources of sound. First, sources of sound. Second, sound as a longitudinal wave. Then characteristics of sound wave. Sound needs a medium to propagate. Reflection and absorption of sound. Relative speed of sound in different mediums. These are the topics which we will be covering in this chapter. Now let us start from the very beginning, that what does sound means. That means starting from the definition of sound. Here in your book it says that sensation, the sensation felt by our ear is called sound. Whatever sensation we are feeling from our ear, as we know that our ear help us to receive the sound or hear the sound, that the same it is saying the sensation felt by our ears is called sound. Or you can define in some other way which is also given here. Sound is a form of energy. Sound is that form of energy which make us hear. Sound is that form of energy which provide us sensation of hearing. We can say that sound help us to hear. Sound हमें सुनने में मदद करता है. Now next line says, we hear many sounds around us in everyday life. In our daily life we are hearing so many sounds. We hear the sound of telephone bell, radio, television, stereo system, mixer, grinder and washing machine. Each sound is special to the object which produces it. See, this line says each sound is special to the object. It means each sound is unique. Like a dog is barking, the sound of barking of dog is unique. No other animals can do like that. The voice of your voice is unique. We can recognize your voice without seeing you also. We rarely forget a sound having heard it once and quickly recognize this sound and we hear it again. This means that there is a very much less chance of forgetting any sound if we hear it once, and if again the same sound we are hearing, we will simply recognize it, that from what object this sound is coming. Suppose a tabla. We all know the sound of tabla. If someone is playing tabla, so without watching that who is playing tabla, where tabla is played, we can recognize that this is the sound of tabla. Dhol, or we can say that drum. If someone is playing drum, without watching who is playing, without looking where the tabla or where the drum is being played, we can easily recognize that it is the sound of drum. We can even recognize a person from the sound of his voice even without seeing his face. This means that we can recognize the person without watching, but we can recognize it by with his sound. We can recognize the person with his sound even we are not watching him. We should take an example. Suppose your one friend is calling you and he's just kidding that pehchan kaun, who am I, pehchano, and you can recognize the voice of your friend without watching, and you simply recognizes that you are that person. He is shocked that how he recognize, because the sound which you are hearing you never forgets, and you can easily recognize the person or instrument or object who is producing the sound. Next says, thus every sound has unique quality. Every sound is having its unique quality. That's why we are able to recognize the sound, which distinguishes it from other sound, which is different from other sound. Sound plays an important role in our daily life. Why? Because it helps us to communicate or help us to talk with each other. Now, why sound plays an important role? Because without sound, we will be unable to communicate freely. If no sound is there, we will be able to communicate by the help of writing. That will be a difficult task, but sound help us communication very easily. Now, the next topic is sources of sound. Sources of sound means from where sound is coming. As we have seen, there are so many objects around us which produces sound. Like if we are making sound by our hand, this is also a sound we are producing by our hand. Now, sound is produced when an object vibrates. Whenever any object vibrates, sound is produced. As in the live class I have discussed about the vibration also, some extra topic I have given you in the live class about vibration. When an object moves backward and forward, it means to and fro like a swing. झूला झूला में कैसे एक बार आगे जाते हैं एक बार पीछे आते हैं. Similarly, that is called vibration. The movement of an object backward and forward, to and fro, that is called, we can say that is called vibration. We say that object vibrates or that object is vibrating. So whenever we hear a sound, then some object must be vibrating to produce that sound. If we are hearing any sound, we must be thinking, we must think that there is some object which is vibrating, that's why we are getting sound. Like now I am speaking. Now I am speaking, definitely sound is coming out. It means that there is some part in our body, in my body, that is vibrating. You can put, while speaking something, you put your hand in your neck, in your throat, you can see that while speaking your vocal cord is simply vibrating. In biology you say it vocal cord, and in physics we used to say sound box. That used to complete uh, starts vibrating whenever we speak. So these are the sources of sound, and sound comes from vibration. Like three examples are given. First, stretch a rubber band. Stretch a rubber band and tight it with two fixed nail. Our diagram is given. You can see in the diagram here. Here one diagram is given. Two nails has been fixed and one rubber band is being tightened there. And if we will disturb the rubber band, if we are going to disturb the rubber band, what will happen? Once the rubber band will go down and once it will go up, again up, down, it will go like this. See, one more diagram I am making. Suppose this is a rubber band. Once it will go like this, again it will return back, again it will go up, again it will return back, again it will go like simply. First it will vibrate very speedily so it can cover some more distance. Slowly it will, the vibration, the rate of vibration will decrease, and slowly the sound will also decrease. You can do it practically. Here one activity is given. A scale is kept on the table and one heavy object is kept there so that scale should not move, and simply disturb the scale. Simply we have to disturb the scale and the scale will start vibrating, and we can see the vibration of the scale, that is it is moving up down, or forward backward, or we can say simply it as a to and fro. Now second example is given, sitar. As we know that sitar is a musical instrument, and we can say that sitar is a string instrument. String instrument means it contains a string. stretched string, and if we pluck the string or wire of the sitar in the middle, sitar starts making sound. Why? Because the string of the sitar usually vibrate just like this rubber band. Simply like this rubber band, it will start vibrating, and slowly it will start producing sound. And the third example which just now I have discussed regarding your vocal cord, we are also making sound, and if we keep our hand on the throat, we can listen that, we can feel that our vocal cord is vibrating. It means that when our vocal cord vibrates, sound is produced. These three examples were the example for sources of sound. Now let us move to the next topic that is given in the next page: propagation of sound. Propagation means to travel from one place to another place. As we can listen sound, the sound is definitely traveling from one place to another place. You can see that when at the railway station, when train is coming, it start giving his whistle, and you can recognize that train is coming by hearing the sound of the horn sound of the train. That's why sound always travel, and there is no fixed direction for traveling of sound. It can travel in any of the direction. Now how sound propagate means to travel. Sound can travel in all the three mediums. Sound can travel in all the three medium, solid that is solid, second liquid, and third gas. Sound can travel in all these three mediums. Later on we will see that there are different speeds in different medium. Now we are going to discuss about traveling of sound in gas. How sound travels in gas? Sound travels in gas by making compression and rarefaction. As sound is produced from any object, suppose sound is produced from any object, sound travels always travel in the form of wave. Now that wave will come out from that object, and that wave, what it will do, it will simply disturb the air molecules around it, and slowly when it disturbs the air molecules, it will create a compression there, because the molecules as well as sound particles will assemble at one place. Then the particles of sound or the wave of the sound will travel to other, then again in the second point compression will there, and the last point where the earlier sound was there, there will be rarefaction. That you will get in the live class also. I will make you understand that what is rarefaction and compression, that today also I have tried to make you understand, but somehow some of you have understood, and I think most of you have not understood, because this is the very new term. Next day it will be very clear. Now here we were in the propagation. Sound needs a medium to propagate. Just now I have discussed that sound needs any medium, and three mediums are there: solid, liquid, and gas. The sound can travel in all the three mediums. Like if you strike a bell, that is a solid medium, from that bell it can travel. Liquid, in the liquid also sound travels. In gaseous, as we are hearing all the sounds which are traveling in the gases. Sound, we have to remember that sound needs a medium for propagation. See here, you can see in one activity is given in your book in the page number 106, that there are two friends are there. They are standing 20 meters away from each other, and what they have done, they have taken two glass, tied a string between both the glass. It means they are providing a medium. One person and one boy is speaking in the glass. He is making sound, he is creating sound, he is producing sound, and in simply sending the sound. The other boy, his friend, he simply kept that glass on his ears, and whatever the sound this boy is producing will be heard by the second boy. Why? Because sound has a medium. This wire is the medium, or this thread is the medium through which sound can travel very easily. Earlier we were using telephone. that BSNL telephone, that landline telephone, they were simply the sound were traveling with the help of wires. It means we were providing a medium for sound to travel from one place to another place. Today, students, up to this topic only we are discussing. Tomorrow we will be starting a new topic. In the next video we will get a new topic. Until then, I bye bye all of you students, and we will meet in the next video.